Hello again. I have just realised I can pause recordings. So if I've got to pause it to find another trade, that's what I'll do on this one instead of just waffling through it. Apologies for the last one if you can even watch it, but I'm not recording it again, so deal with it. But yeah, right. So I'm just going to review trades for Maverick. What I would have done. Obviously, I know I've already said a bit about in this chart what you could have done in the group, what you could have done. Um, so yeah, looking at it, obviously you had it marked up how I did. Oh, I've got it marked up here. Obviously, you got a bit of a possibly like a bit of a flip zone there. So yeah, I'd be looking for. You could you could say you got a reaction from that. You could say, well, that's a chain now, and then that's your reaction. If you want to be pedantic, it's just no, how it has to be. So that's your flip zone. Looking to take shorts from there, take all this out. So that's how you mark that up. So coming on to the 15-minute next. What did you have? So you're obviously looking to trade into this supply. And you have had this marked. Fair play. It's token liquidity. Fair play. That's another confluence. That's another confluence. All this has been taken here. Yep. That's a very good mark. So you're just like really happy to take this. You're thinking that's not tapped into that yet. That's what you wanted to take. My only problem with this is using structure. We had a lower high there, higher low, and then that's failed to take. Oh, yeah, you could say it's printed a higher low. So you got a higher low, lower high, higher low. And then this has failed to take that. So you're like, what's happening? And then it's come down with immense force. That would be something to me thinking, has the tide shifted before it's hit my zone? That is what I would be thinking for that trade. Um, so yeah, that'd just be. I'm like, right. Shall I get involved with this? Um, right. So coming to the 1 minute, what had happened? What had happened? Right. So you're chaining out of this. Yep, you've put chains on here. Got a chain, demand chain coming up. Yep, very good. So yeah, that's it. You're waiting for it to tap that, and it's just swept all that and then reversed. And the reason for that probably is because gold is a knob. It moves crazy. It's why I don't really trade it as much. If euro and pound is really quiet, I will trade it. Like for me, like where's your target? That's what you've got to think. Like where is your target? Even if you covered that low, you might not want a stop loss as big as that. But even if you covered that low, you're like, right, I'll just cover that low just because I know gold's going to be awkward. And we've got all this target up here. I'm still going to give you a 5 hour trade where you've got to think like, what is your target going to be? If that's going to be a target up here, because we know price takes structure, then if you can make your stop loss wider, negate the problem of that happening, getting wiped out with a tight stop loss and target up there, then that's what's going to happen. But like I said, you've always got to zoom out, look at the bigger picture. What actually ends up happening here is I don't know because I'm not really didn't pay too much attention. So does it end up going up there? Does it take that structure out? No. Right. So now we've had a flip zone. Now I've had a flip zone from this. So well, I go to 15 minutes. So now you've had a flip zone that's failed to take, which for that reason, just that happening. This low, I then failed to take that out that, and it caused a bit of hassle. And the momentum coming into that was a lot of momentum. So that's what you've got to take into picture. It's not as if it's not always a case of supply zones, demand zones are going to work for you. It's just layering trading skills, what you're going to learn from every time. And that's why it's always a good thing to say, right, why did this trade not work? That's what I do to myself. I will have a trade. I'm like, why did this trade not work after it's happened? And the reason, a lot of the time, is because I've done something, a mistake analytically, which you could say, okay, this is what you've done now. You got higher low, higher low, lower high is the tide changing. You're wanting it to go into here, but you can't. You just can't put all your eggs in one basket thinking it is going to go into there. I know what you're trying to say. Trade into that supply. That's great. You're going to trade into there, and you're going to short it, and you're going to back stacks from all this down here, which is probably going to happen. But now we're going to see what happens. We're going to see this 15-minute. Does it come back up to here, to the flip zone? Boom. Right. Well, yeah. So you could say it had entered there. I don't know. Probably not. Very tight. If you'd included that candle as well, if you'd gone to the 1 hour and included all this, you could say it had. You could include that candle there. But it's just that. It's just what you want to use as a POI. 1 hour, 15-minute, 4 hour. You can refine it all the way down to the 1 minute. Um, so yeah, then what we do, we're done. That's what I mean. You can even just play the 15-minute like this. So say, for example, that did tap into this. Even though we know it hadn't, but that was just the POI that I'd used at the time. So yeah, you've tapped into that. Okay, you know you've now turned bearish. This can just be a 15-minute thing. You don't even have to go to the 5 minute. You've got a flip zone. Right, cool. Awesome. 4 hour trade. Is that going to happen? Yeah, bang. You know what I mean? You can just do things like that. Don't make your stop losses too tight. Look for market structure. You know what's now happened. That's failed. You've had a flip zone here, 15-minute. I didn't even need to enter on the lower time frame there to know that structure was going to get taken out. It was just what I was looking at to think that was going to happen. Could I have entered on here? I don't know. I'll have a little look. Could have I entered there? What would I have entered there with? What day was that? Chuffing. Mate, there were actually some decent trades over the Christmas period. Now I was away for it all. This is bad. So yeah, what would you look for here? I don't know. It happened in Asia as well, so probably a trade I wouldn't have taken. But so how would you have handled this? Right. So it's coming into London. Yeah, probably would not have got involved in this. Probably a bit hard to have got involved. Yeah, probably a bit hard to get involved. You could say that was a you could say this was a flip. You could say, okay, that's caused that reaction, but nah, that's bad. That's another one. It's bad. It's not really worked. You could cover all that. You got a failure, a reaction. Okay, so you could say if that was your demand, probably not using FVG, but it's caused a reaction, failed that reaction. You're still looking for shorts because you know that this has now failed and you're coming away from this POI. So you're trying to look for a continuation away from this POI. And could you have got any? Possibly. Not something I would have taken. I probably wouldn't have used an FVG as a full cause for reaction in the moment. Well, as you can see here, you've then entered on that. Let me cover that FVG there just in case. There you go. You're still going to get that target. So you're coming into London. You've got something to target. Yeah, it's just yeah. As I've said earlier, just going through your own trades and think, why did that happen? What could have happened? Like back testing while the channels are still there is like the best form of backtesting because you can be like, okay, that reacted to that. Why did that react to there? We don't know. How many times does that react to there? We don't know. Then play it on. What happens? It fails again. So it's just one of them. It's just one of them. I don't know where we are now. It's just one of them. And that was a big trade. I mean, that was a big trade. Boom, boom, boom. But then it reversed up. So it would have got stopped out. But if you got it from there, it'd have been a good trade. Okay, I hope this makes sense because, like I say, I'm not a mentor. I'm just a guy who's trying to help you out for free, hoping that you're going to get some lessons from it and hoping that I can make you good enough to then join Phantom or a mentorship, get that money, get some good education. But I am trying my best with you guys. Um, like I say, any more trades, drop them in the chat. And well, yeah, I'll just keep reviewing them. I actually really enjoy it. It gets my analytical brain firing. Obviously, I've not traded a lot over the past few weeks, so I've not really traded today. And yeah, I'm just looking at trades, what could have happened, how that could have happened, get my brain back working in the form of technical analysis wise. Yeah, I'm rambling on a bit now, and I've waffled on for 11 minutes. So cut this one short. Let me know what you think, Maverick. That's really why I wouldn't. Yeah, just don't do. Especially with gold, it's a nightmare. It's all over. Just use wide stop losses. What you're gonna go if you're aiming for the day. If you're aiming for taking out big chunks, like put the stop loss a bit tighter. You know what I mean? Map structure. Is structure breaking? Is it failing? Right. Okay, that seems to be failing. Why is that failing? You can now look at this. It's a 1 hour. You seem to it looks like you've hit like a bit of a supply zone, and it seems to have held. You know what I mean? Okay, that's held. That's held. Boom. Can't really duo. You've had a bit of a flip zone there. And that's your reaction. Boom. Trade. 13 out. That target that low there. Target that low. It's just things like that. Like you look back on it and you'll be like, okay, right. Well, you've really got to get good at teaching yourself. That is all I'm gonna have to say. You're gonna have to get on the charts, do a trade. Why did that lose? Look at it over and over again. If you're not unsure, fire it into me. I'll always be here to help you. Okay? Right. See you next time. See you next time.